had fallen to his knees and wept once she drifted into deep sleep. He had been lucky.
What a fucking snowflake.
Right, obviously I wrote this well before any of the actual books came out.
I can't believe that's what you were doing in that room.
It's not canonical. Francis Needler. Not one member of his family had died during the Great War. I was wrong. He had received a nifty scar on his hip. Hot.
Nifty?
But that didn't bother him. Chicks dig scars. I've written the words down.
You're going to the bad fire for that.
He could not comprehend how hard it would be to lose one of his parents, never mind both of them in one night in front of his eyes, unable to help them.
In both of his eyes. This is such a show, Ashley.
Flashback.
Can't imagine.
Flashback. About a year ago, Hermione had been sneaking back home after meeting Ron and Harry for a drink in a muggle pub to celebrate her birthday.
Right.
She was wearing Harry's invisibility cloak and had been standing outside the French windows, which had led to the living room of her parents' terraced house. She saw two hooded men sneak up behind her parents as they watched a cowboy film. The volume turned up high, blared from the new sound system her father had purchased. The taller hooded man cast a silencing charm around the room. She watched in horror as the two men tortured her mother and father, taking them to the brink of death and then bringing them back a little so that they could then torture them all over again.
Oh my god!
Hermione's parents had truly died heroes.
Back to the...
When the Death Eaters...
Oh fuck this now.
When the Death Eaters had left and the dark mark had been raised above the Granger's house, the order had arrived to find the Granger soaked in blood and the words "Mudblood Witch, you will be next" written in her mother and father's blood on the wall. George Weasley had run into the backyard, his arms stretched out, feeling randomly for Hermione's figure. He had been with her that night celebrating her birthday. He realised almost straight away that she had seen the whole thing through the French windows, hidden only by the sheer fabric of the invisibility cloak. When his frantically wandering hands found the invisible girl, he grabbed her struggling frame, holding her tightly in a wide-armed embrace.
A wide-armed embrace? That sounds brilliant.
That doesn't make sense. Hermione spent a short spell of time in St Mungo's receiving psychological treatment. She had been in shock for a few weeks and not talked, not eaten, and barely breathed. George had visited almost every day. She refused to see anyone else. He had seen her at her most vulnerable, and so being in a loony bin couldn't be any worse. A loony bin! Her totally warped brain had used this logic for the week she spent in hospital. She lay in there for a week. God, this is such a long bit of exposition.